We are live again for the second time today. Ooh. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Might want to fast forward ahead because I do a slight little ritual in the beginning, and sometimes it takes me a couple minutes to get going. So by all means, feel free to fast forward as I get the show on the road. Hello, Christian. Dan the man. She's got a bunch of dudes in here right now. How am I doing? How the heck are you doing? How the heck are you doing? 13 people up in here all of a sudden. What's up, everybody? What is cracking? Hope you're all having a good Sunday. I live in Canada. Whereabouts do you live? You live in Canada? It's a great place to be alive. We're going to get a crack in here in a second. What we do here is we pull energy. And help. Help people in the world. That's what I do, Daniel. I help people in the world. You are from Quebec. You're on the Quebec side. I'm in Ontario. I'm kind of technically on the Quebec side too. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Welcome, everybody. I am Whitney Moon. This is what I do. I read tarot and oracle cards. Okay, cheers, everybody. I'm going to pull some energy in, and welcome to stay if you'd like. If not, you can hit the road jack. I will not feel, by all means, angry or anything. All right. Sometimes this is not for everybody, obviously. I'm going to start off with the Horror Oracle deck. All right. It's one of my favorite decks in the entire world. Woo. Smoky. I just had the biggest dinner in the entire world. So I am so good to channel right now. Oof. My belly is full. Lots of energy. All right, here we go. Here we go. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If it does not resonate, do not feel like you need to take it. What is coming up? Okay. Nosferatu hanging out at the top. Ooh, that can be an intense energy. Let's dance. That's a ballerina movie. Have you ever seen this movie? It's a bunch about like these fucking ballerinas that like basically kill themselves for the dance. It's crazy. My sister said she's seen it. She tried to explain it to me. I just see it as like kind of like an obsessive compulsive card. That's my obsessive compulsive card. With Nosferatu, I mean, damn, that demon like gets obsessed with that woman. I mean, she has to kill him. She has to sacrifice herself because this thing is not going to let her go. I mean, in the one I watched. Anyways, I didn't watch the 1921. I couldn't find it. I had to watch the newer one. I would believe it's around the same. So we got somebody. It's like honestly, I kind of feel like somebody has to work for a narcissist. And then the birds on the bottom, like somebody who is a big energy, you know, and like you have to work really hard for them. Or this could be a boss. I feel like maybe Nos is coming through as like a boss, over boss. Like somebody has to escape this boss, you know, they have to get away from this energy that's making them work way too hard, or feeling like they have to kill themselves to get this done, you know, like no. Earth energy. But then with Pan's Labyrinth, it seems like you get out of it. Like, I mean, it's not without a fight and without losing people along the way. But I feel like you get out of it. You fuck up, though, a few times. It's like learning how to work smart and not hard. Somebody tells you you have to work super hard. And it's like, no, I'm going to work smart. I'm going to learn a different way. I don't know. It's like learning how to do something a different way. You could be adding mad skills into your mad skills. Okay, so there's the devil, literally. And then with Candyman, forbidden. It's like somebody's been forbidden to, I feel like, notice that you have been overworked this whole time, or that you've been working for somebody specifically, like, you know, about to break your neck for it, about to hang yourself for it. Like this person, no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you try, I mean, it's never going to be good enough. And I feel like now it's a matter of noticing that no matter how much work you do, I mean, sometimes we just have those bosses where, I mean, honestly, sometimes my bosses are so bipolar. It just depends on which one, you know, you're working with at the time, where it's like one can be one way and the other one is a completely different way. But then you hit them on a different day, and the one that's, you know, usually like loosey-goosey now suddenly is like the prick, and the one who's usually the prick is like, I don't give a fuck today. It's like something like that. Like, I don't know, maybe you have two bosses that are kind of bipolar, or your boss is bipolar. I feel like somebody's bosses. And it's like you have to, you know, you have to get out of it. Because it can't act like, you know, you make one little mistake and you get, you know, she makes one mistake, right? And she eats that grape. And then it's like the what's that thing? This guy, what's his name? I don't know. Anyways, when that guy comes in, right, and she's already eaten the grape that this guy came after her because of, okay, and then he's like, you fucked up, basically. You can't, you know, like I told you that you couldn't eat anything, and you knew that, and now, you know, you ruined it. So I mean, this could be a boss that when you do something, it's like they immediately are like kind of waving the job over you. Like, if you do that again, I'm going to fire you. It's like, you can't do that. You can't just constantly threaten somebody all the time. That they are forbidden to make a mistake, because when you do that to your employees, when you tell them they can't make a mistake, or if they make a mistake, they have to pay for it, or all this shit, what you end up doing is you end up putting this unnecessary pressure on people. And sometimes people crack under that pressure because it's not even worth it. Like, what the fuck is the point in proving to a boss that you can't, like you won't break under pressure? Like, now I'm getting the song. That's crazy. It's called Break Free of Mice and Men. And then Cat Fate on the bottom. I feel like if something does happen with this, it's like you're fated to leave and find something else. I mean, you can't live under that stress. Like, who the fuck can? I talk about anxiety, like, and not separation anxiety. This is anxiety just to fucking work. There's friendship. And then in reverse, it's like, I do feel like somebody turns on you, and they might, one day act like your friend, and then the next day they act like a fucking prick, and you're like, what the fuck, man? So like, yesterday you were fine, but today, your wife's angry at you, so you have to get mad at us. Like, what the fuck? This person seems very bipolar. And it almost kind of seems like they could be telling you, there's no other jobs out there for you. So if you think, that you can just leave and get something else, I feel like this person threatens a lot. And that's unfortunate, because, a person who threatens is a very weak person. They're threatening because they have no power. They're trying to assert the threat as if they have power, but if they have to threaten, they're out of power. And that's kind of what I found over the years. Like, because there shouldn't be any need to threaten anybody, because the law is the law. Cops don't need to go out there and threaten. They know the laws. They know if you get busted fucking, breaking one of them, that you go to jail. There is no, you didn't mean to. Like, I mean, you can't do anything ignorantly. You can't plead ignorance in court. I mean, they don't allow you to just say, I didn't know. Okay, unless you're the fucking UK, then apparently you can get away with that sometimes. But here in Canada, or in fucking America, no, you do not get away with saying that you just you committed a crime and you didn't know. Ignorance, we don't allow ignorance to pass as a fucking reason why you did something anymore. So it's like, whoever this boss is, I mean, the threats have to stop. You can't go around fucking threatening people. That's just pathetic. That's a very impotent, kind of worthless human being, like... That's not cool, man. Like, the only reason why Nosferatu can even come into this world is because she summons him. He has no fucking power. She's the one that has the power. That's what people got to realize. Like, your boss, these bosses, these managers sometimes, or these people in relationships, they think they have so much power, but it's narcissistic energy. That's all it is. It's people on power trips. Make it seem like they got power, but it's all threats. Half the time they're only saying it because their fucking paycheck is on the line too, right? So they don't want to lose any money, but they don't fucking care if you lose your job. Why would they care? Like, I just got the part where he says, I'm sick of this feeling. I will break through. I will break free. Like, I mean, honestly, you can't be threatened all the time. And if you can, because you're just used to being abused, then good for you, but having a passive personality is not necessarily a good thing. Just because you can get yelled at, just because you can get walked all over, just because you can choose to have people abuse you, it does not make you a good person. That makes you a very weak person as well. And people will challenge that. Like, if they know you're weak, they'll make you weaker. And if you try to be strong, they'll challenge that strength. But if it's your strength, you'll fucking win, But you can't cheat and bring other energies involved. Like, you know, I do find a lot of people, if they feel like they're on the losing spectrum of things, they'll suddenly add other people into it to build strength, as if strength lies in numbers at that point, but it doesn't. It's just gossip. And anybody who believes gossip, I mean, is hungry for something. Okay, and I really highly doubt it's gossip. Okay, they're probably more or less fucking missing pussy or something. They sure as fuck ain't missing, like, gossip around town, okay? A nice piece of ass is not, like, you will walk away from gossip for the rest of your life, okay? Let me tell you. You will not hang around fucking shitty people when you've got something good at home. You just really won't, right? Like, because you're missing your time at home. Like, you're not going to want to miss your time at home because you got to work anyways, right? So there's egg and water. So now we have alien with the old lagoon here, mucking up your waters. There's something foreign coming in. There's a foreign object here. And I feel like somebody's finally kind of realizing that. Like, there's something that's there that's not supposed to be there. And it's slowly kind of taking over. And, like, you can see that. You can see, you know, robots taking over everywhere. Like, you can see people just shutting down, you know, because life is too hard and what's the fucking point anymore? Like, you can see it. It's just whether or not you choose to stay alive. Okay? And you have to stay alive. You have to keep your strength. And make sure you stay out of these waters where you can't see, you know, because if you can't see where you're going with your own emotions, then there's things in there that can hurt you. Because you're not, you know, you're not looking where you're going. So this, like, dance until you die shit has to stop. It can't be work until you die, you know, like, you have to enjoy it before it's over. This bird started freaking out outside. So, I don't know, that's kind of my sign to, like, let me know that whatever this is, I mean, take it as it resonates. If it doesn't, you know, it's not always as cut and dry sometimes as what you think it is, you know. Sometimes it's an analogy of something that is smaller in your life, or, you know, not as like main event like this is, right? This, I have to say it as a main event for an analogy to come out so then you can see if it resonates or not, you know. I ran out of my imported coffee from the Netherlands. I'm drinking Folgers right now. It's not the same. Once you start drinking imported coffee, this stuff that they make here in America, Canada, you know, the cheap shit, it's not coffee. It sucks. Oh, my mouth is not the same. I'm going to have to go out to the Dutch store, like, tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure the Dutch store is closed on fucking Mondays. No, maybe it's Sundays. I don't know. I have to go with my Dutch coffee. I just can't live like this. I feel barbaric with this coffee. Although I can have a Tim Hortons every now and then. I'm pretty sure that's not coffee either. I hope everyone's having a good night. This is not demon magic. I'm going to delete that, Lando. Like, did I even talk about the devil once? Yeah, I did. Sorry, he did show up. Yeah. You had every right to write that. Whatever. Don't shit on my channel. That's shitting on your life. Let's see what spirit has to... Ooh, yeah, I'm probably this cooking on. Take what resonates and leave the rest. I don't know how long this reading's going to be, because I did have a drink. I forgot. I was like, why is this weed hitting me a little different? Oh, that's right, because I had a margarita. 2 shots. Okay. All right. The big, beautiful black cat. Third party fighting. Be careful. People are crazy, mad, and fighting. Third party energies. Yeah. Okay. I get that. Ooh. SEX. Oh, shit. This Cancer card came up today, and like it's kind of ironic because I don't feel like Cancer is necessarily what we think it is. I feel like it's like almost more spiritual and more aligned with like your chakras and the work that you do with your chakras. But anyways, that's just very ironic it came up because I was thinking about that card today. And vampire, what do you know? Nosferatu, he's a fucking vampire. Maybe he's coming out again. There's on clock. Okay. And justice. Okay. So something's in due time, okay, to happen right now. The funny thing is that it doesn't want to end, but it's going to regardless. You know, it's kind of like recess. You know, unfortunately, you can't just play for the rest of the day. Once that recess bell chimes, we all got to go inside, you know, like this is that. Like, it's like the time is up and somebody doesn't necessarily want it to be up, but sorry, not sorry. Okay. So we have the lucky number 13 for a reason, because I feel like, whoever this is for, somebody has a chance at kind of like possibly a lucky streak. Okay. This whole SEX in reverse, I kind of feel like, it could have been something that has been removed from your life, okay, for possibly a little while, okay? Maybe you just don't care, you know, you're just in that fucking kind of that void that's like, I don't give a shit about that right now. I've got so many other things to deal with than if I'm gonna get laid tonight, okay? And like, so shall it be. Good for you. I mean, sometimes that shit is so fucking superficial. Everybody thinks, you know, about that over top of so many other things. And it's like, really, you're thinking about that right now? Like, you know, there's bills to be paid. There's jobs to get. There's places to, like, really, that's what you're thinking about? Like, so it's just like, you know, it's good that I feel somebody in collective has moved past some type of superficiality regarding, you know, their SEX life. Okay. And maybe that's what you needed, you know, like maybe you finally needed to get over that, okay, and realize that like there is more to life than that. And like if that's what's leading you, then, you know, it's possible that you were, you know, kind of getting out of that group now where, you know, you don't talk about it. Like people, you shouldn't talk about what you do behind closed doors in the privacy with somebody else, right? Because it's such, you exploit somebody by that, by talking about how good they are, what they look like, or what they do. That is like, that is a performance for you. That is, you know, what happens between you and somebody else is so sacred that I feel like people just desecrate it. You know, they add so many people into the bedroom and they don't fucking care. And it's just like partner after partner after partner. And it's just like, it's a lot of root chakra abuse. You know, so many energies going inside, so many energies, you know, like it seems very invasive for the body to handle. Okay. Where we are, you know, bodies of energy, and to desecrate them so easily by shattering and just allowing anybody to violate you, you know, because you don't care, and to finally realize how low that is, right? That like, you know, your body is very sacred and the things you do with it is very sacred, and you should really respect yourself, because if you don't respect yourself and your body, then who the fuck is going to? And that really determines by your SEX partners, you know, of like who it is that you choose to be in relationship with, or do that with, you know, because if it's somebody who has loose lips and likes to tell everybody about, you know, what they do, then that's going to be somebody that you don't choose. Right. But then this person has to realize, you know, there always is a time where this is somebody growing up. That's what this is. And they've been fighting it for a long time because the people around them, these third parties around them, are influencing them in a very non-beneficial way, right? So that's why magic is coming in now to teach this person that the past is the past, okay? Like, whatever it is, to hide things inside, by hiding things inside, they metastasize and they grow. And depending on what it is that you're hiding, okay, that grows something else. You know, if you're hiding something that is full of hate, then you are growing something inside of you full of hate. Okay, if the thing that you're hiding is scary, then you're growing something inside of you that is scaring the shit out of you all the time, and it's constantly creeping up on you and scaring you when you least expect it. Okay, like I never realized, you know, for a very long time, people would just, if they came out of nowhere, they always scared me. And like there was this one time, I was working with this man, and he knew how much he scared me. Like he did. He always knew that he scared me a lot. So he would try so hard not to scare me. And there was this one time, I swear to God, his little fucking head popped up beside me and I screamed so loud. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I stopped. Like I was genuinely so terrified. And that's when I kind of realized, okay, like there's something wrong. Like, why am I so scared? Like there's no reason. I was just sitting at work, working. There's no reason to get scared. It means that there was something inside of me that was growing fear and instilling fear in me. Okay. And I realized, like, my God, I haven't jumped for years now. I don't know if you just heard that bird, but that was a confirmation. I haven't jumped for years. Like I just don't get scared anymore. It's really weird. It used to happen all the time. And it seemed like for a good solid 5 years straight, people had the ability to scare the shit out of me. And I have a heart problem. It's like a heart murmur. And it's I don't know, there's heart complications and like there's things wrong with my heart. So I can't be scared like that because I could just die, like just done, like just over with. Like I've just passed out for no reason. Shit just has stopped on me for no reason. I just don't go to the doctor because I don't care. I just, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I'm not going to do anything about it. Obviously, like I'm not going to take a bunch of pills. Okay. For something. It just, that's worse. Okay. I took pills my whole life. Okay. But I realized I wasn't scared anymore. That's the whole moral of the story is I realize now, I haven't been scared for a long time because I'm not growing that fear inside of me anymore. And it seemed like as soon as I came out about what my stepfather did and I acknowledged every single one of my parents being a narcissistic sociopath, I'm suddenly not scared anymore because I had to call out the monsters where they laid. Not taking it out on everybody else and being completely terrified of everybody else because of the main monsters fucking with me, growing things inside of me. I don't want shit growing inside of me. All my parents have cancer. Do you think I want that shit? Absolutely fucking not. My whole fucking family's full of this shit. You know why? Because all my family is full of a bunch of narcissists, sociopaths. They do shit just for themselves. Okay, they exploit one another. They hurt one another. They abuse one another. They don't give a shit about one another. And then if you don't give them what they want right away, they love bomb. It's so bad. And it's like, it's very childish behavior. And that's why I don't associate with my family. I can't associate with a bunch of sociopaths that don't recognize what they're doing in broad daylight. Okay, it's one thing to be ignorant about what you do behind closed doors. Don't be ignorant in something that you're doing in front of everybody to me because I'm going to have something to say about that because I can fucking read you and I know that you're lying. Lying little sacks of shit, you know, that can't just come clean and say, yeah, by the way, I just don't like you. Okay, so I'm going to attack you. It's more like, I love you. I'm not attacking you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that attacking was a form of love. It isn't. It's a form of hate and a form of narcissism, as in somebody is hating you to control you so then you do what they want you to do as opposed to what you want to do, right? Of course, when somebody tells you what to do, but you don't want to do it because they're not in control of you, why wouldn't they say that you're an asshole? Because they're a narcissistic piece of shit. But if they don't know what a narcissist is, they don't know that they're controlling everybody because they don't realize that they're not the center of attention, people don't really want to hear that. That's what I've noticed. People don't want to hear when they're a narcissist. But you know what? Who gives a fuck about what they want? They've been getting what they wanted this entire time. Hence why they're a narcissist. Okay? I'm not here to give anybody shit. Okay? Unless I love you and I want to give you things, I'm not here to fucking entertain you. I'm not here to fill your cup up because you've had a bad day today. That's nice. Fill your own fucking cup. I'm busy. Okay? People got to learn to take care of themselves. They got to learn to love themselves. Okay? And it kind of seems like whoever this is, I mean, they hit the magic lottery somehow in diffusing these third-party vampires that fight to get their way with this person. And now I'm getting the song Passive. Oh my God, the song Passive by A Perfect Circle has been playing in my head literally for probably 48 hours straight. And it's about him dealing with the most narcissistic piece of shit possible, that plays dead, acts like they're not listening, acts like everything's fine all the time, then turns into a crazy person. It's like, that's what a narcissist is. They will not bend over for anything unless you make them. And then what are they going to do? Because you just made them bend over? Yeah, you got to bend over now. Okay? Because you just made them bend over. That's not going to go unnoticed. Okay? So I feel like maybe somebody finally is like realizing that. Maybe they're finally like, okay, so I hang out with a bunch of losers. Yeah, you do. You know, and someone's got your back. This ghost. You got some type of ghost. I feel like that's got your back. Okay, they're visiting you. They're watching out for you. They're letting you know, like the time is up. You got to grow up. You got to end this cycle of, being like them, because you're not like them. You're different. There's narcissists on the bottom of the deck. How many times did I say that word? I just heard that's unbelievable. And that is a little, I know that's how this channel works. I don't really understand how that was just sitting on the bottom of the fucking deck and I didn't even notice. There's thief right underneath it. And then health and safety. I'd say this is a health and safety check for sure. And then look at, pass the Dutchie pipe. All right, smoke that weed, pass that weed. All right, crush that weed. And then there's the werewolf. Whoever this person is, okay, not only are they a narcissist, but like they're bipolar. Okay, and people who are bipolar that are not diagnosed as bipolar are some of the scariest human beings possible. And especially if they fucking drink. I hung out with this girl for a couple years. We worked at the same place. And then we kind of just, we both smoked a lot of weed. So we just hung out with each other fucking all the time. She was crazy, so she never had a boyfriend. I was crazy, so I never had a boyfriend. So we were generally single all the time. And, it was really hard, back then to find somebody to smoke weed with me. So the fact that she did, she also did a shit ton of coke. And I didn't do that. So there was a lot of things that she did that I didn't do. But because she was bipolar and she would do blow, okay, quite a bit of it, by the way, because I always took her to go and get it, like a narcissist would make you do, okay, and then she'd smoke all my fucking weed, because you know how they go up and down, and then she's fucking drinking in the middle of it, and it was just a bloody nightmare, and like she fucking, one of the last times we hung out, we had a couple years in between hanging out, and then I moved out to Tofino, and she was out in BC, and so I met up with her, and I was living with her for a bit, and we went to the Yucatan, which is this small little town on in BC Island, and I'm kind of like, at that time I was really getting reserved, and I didn't really want to hang out with people, so we set up at this campground. And she took off like a narcissist would. Okay, obviously she takes off. I'm in the middle of like getting shit done. She doesn't want to just sit with me at the fire. She wants to go and find dudes. She always wanted to go find dudes, always wants to go and be the center of attention, right? So she takes off for like fucking 2 hours, comes back, and she's blown out of her mind. And like, I've never done that, you know, kind of chemicals. So I did not know that in this tiny little pocket of Vancouver Island, she would find an ounce of blow. Okay. I was like, I didn't even think I would be like, there's so many mushrooms out there. Okay. There's so much weed out there. But like, if anything, like it was hard for me to find weed. Okay. And smokes, let alone fucking coke. Did you find cocaine on the beach in the Eucalypt? What the fuck? Actually, no, I think we were in Tofino that night. Yeah, I went to the Eucalypt by myself. We were in Tofino, I'm sorry. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is like fucking blowing my mind. Anyways, this fucking bipolar bitch. I didn't know that over the years she had been diagnosed bipolar, and she decided not to take her medication. And because we took off for a couple days, she left her medication in Nanaimo, where she lived. Oh my fucking God. Tell me how this bitch didn't yell at me for like, okay, so she got home with those stupid dudes at like 11 o'clock or something. She sat in the fire with them, making the most amount of noise I've ever heard in my life. Okay, keeping the entire trailer park up until probably 2 a.m. And then she comes into the tent. I gave her everything. I gave her a sleeping bag. I gave her my mattress. I gave her everything to sleep in. Okay. And she comes in, she fucking wakes me up, and she starts yelling at me. She's telling me that everybody hates me. Everybody always is going to hate me. I'm the biggest slut in the world. Nobody likes me. I've got no friends. I'm ugly. I'm this. I'm that. It's like, okay. So then she starts yelling at me until about 5 or 6 a.m. And then finally she passes out. I'm like, thank God. She fucking, I had a knife under my sleeping bag because I didn't know she was so not a person that I've ever seen in my life that I didn't know if she was going to attack me in the middle of the night. I mean, she's telling me how much my ex-boyfriend hated me. And she knows him pretty well. And I'm like, okay, so she's telling me the worst things right now, possibly, that you could tell somebody. Like, if this was like shit, if I was suicidal, I would have went and jumped off a bridge. Because this is shit you just don't say to somebody. Okay, and she's pumping my head with it for 4 or 5 hours straight, just drilling me the whole time, doesn't stop. She's just saying the worst shit to me. And that's when I realized, like, when she finally fell asleep, woke up in the morning, and by the morning, it was like a couple hours later, I fucking get out of the tent as fast as possible. I basically just wait for her to fall asleep before I leave, and didn't go back in the tent. And then I had an interview. So I had to go. This was like, oh yeah, I forgot. This was the night before I had a fucking interview. Talk about a narcissist. She keeps me up all night telling me how much of a piece of shit I am. And I have to go to a fucking like 10 a.m. interview. Oh my God. Okay, so that's right. So then I'm in the bathroom, I'm getting ready. She comes in because then she must have heard me leave or whatever. She starts talking on the phone with somebody that I know from back home, talking shit about me. Of course, she's in a stall, but everybody's around, so she's a big girl, right? She can talk shit about me while I'm right there. Fuck me, right? I'm nothing. Even though I'm the one with the car, I'm the one with everything. She's got nothing. But you're not gonna leave me. I'm everything. You can't leave me. So I had this interview. So I dropped her off at this place, that like this like little vending place that had all these like food trucks and stuff. And I go, okay, I'm gonna leave you here. I'm going to do my fucking interview, and I'll be back to pick you up. Well, I got the job, and then so she had to show me, like the lady at the place had to show me like where my housing was gonna be and like where my apartment was and everything, right? So the interview was like fucking over an hour easily, maybe even an hour and a half. So I go back to pick her up, okay, and she's sitting, okay, in the front of this food truck place, and her face is red. She's bawling her eyes out. And I pull up and I go, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she's like, oh my God, I am so, because now she's back to her normal self. Okay, I am so sorry that I did that to you. I thought you left me. And she's hugging me. And she's like, I'm bipolar. I was diagnosed. I didn't take my medicine. I was on blow last night. I don't know what I said to you. I'm super sorry. And I'm like, yeah, okay, like I left you in BC Island, like I just took off like you would. Okay, no, of course. And then, oh my fuck God, I couldn't believe it. Like, I mean, sometimes you just don't know what a narcissist is because you're just so used to people completely violating you and yelling at you and calling you all the names in the world, telling you that you're a piece of shit, fuck you. And then in the morning being like, hi, oh, okay, we're just gonna go now? And you're like, okay, Jekyll, like when's Hyde coming out? Like, you two-faced fucking bitch, okay? But that's these fucking people, like, they're so bipolar and so moon-inflicted that she was I don't know, probably 4 different people that night, at least, because she so-called didn't take her medication. And I was like, I will never in my life ever again put my shit in a situation like that. Like, I would rather just be alone or not go at all than have to go out and deal with fucking people anymore. Like, that was it. That was, I'm pretty sure that was it. That was when I was done with friends. I think I was about 30 years old at that point. And I was 30, 31, I was done. I'm not hanging out with anybody ever again. Like, that was the breaking point of realizing that people do not have your back. They will fuck you any chance they fucking get. They could be your friend. That chick was my friend for 15 years when she pulled that shit on me. Like, it's not like I just met her the day before, you know, and like, because I chose not to do blow, because I chose not to be that kind of person, but she chose to still be that person years later. I didn't know that I was still dealing with her like how she was in her 20s. I thought she was an adult in her 30s, like we were, but she was the same person, just jumping from city to city to city. Okay, so like, I don't know who exactly it is that you're dealing with, but just know, like, you know, I read this saying the other day, and actually, I think it was a video that I saw, and this man goes, oh, I don't really remember what he said, but he said it, basically it was this. He said, it turns out I don't have to tell you my side of the story because the universe already knows about it. And I was like, thank God somebody finally said it, because I have been trying to explain my side of the story for fucking 10 years. And I'm like, I'm done. I can't explain my side of the story anymore. What the fuck is my side of the story? Either you recognize somebody who's been through something or you fucking don't. And if you want to sit there and judge it, then go ahead. But just realize that people are judging you right back. And you probably deserve it, right? We all are entitled to our own opinions, but those opinions do not need to include judgment. Okay, so whoever this person is, they judge you a lot. Okay, and if you are not the way that they are, you are weird, you are crazy, you are stupid. Okay, you are insane if you are not the way that they are. That is a narcissist. Okay, so realizing and differentiating yourself from these kind of people, oh, honey, you're gonna go in a whole new life. Like, that's a whole new life. Realizing where to stop, turn around, and walk away. And be like, this is it. This is done. Like, you wouldn't actually understand how self-absorbed people really are. They're not out to help you. They're just out to live a good situation. And if it happens that you are a part of it, awesome, great. And if you're not, awesome, they don't really fucking care. Okay? So, I mean, clearly we were supposed to do this reading for a reason. 43, 47. I don't even remember. Was that the first reading or was that the second one? Like I said, I had a drink. When Whitney has one alcoholic beverage, shit changes. Okay? My whole life changes because I don't drink. I feel like that was the first reading. Please, one for the nation. Like, weed just hits different after I have one drink. Oh my God. One margarita. That's not a drink. That was just basically booze. Oh, with my margaritas. I don't know. It's a fun fact for you. I'm a bartender enthusiast, but I don't really drink. But I like a good drink, so I want my patrons to drink good drinks. So for years, I made margaritas at my one place of employment. And, like, I was fucking good at it. Like, we took our margarita skills very seriously, because that's the whole reason why people came to eat there and drink and dine there, was because one of the reasons why was because of the margaritas. One up from Russia. Okay. So one of my favorite things to do, I believe it's called a Cadillac margarita. I could be wrong. It might be called a golden margarita, but it's one of the two. Okay. And it's your like 4 ounces of bar mix, okay, or however much you want, 3 ounces, 2 ounces, 1 ounce. Bingo. So you do 1.5 ounces of tequila. I like gold tequila, preferably, but You can check whatever tequila you like. And then put Grand Marnier in that bitch. Okay? Squeeze an orange slice into there and a lime slice. Make sure you got your fucking pimp salt rim on that bitch. Use a premium lime mix, okay? Specifically for margaritas. Or just lime juice. We got this lime juice imported from Mexico back in the day with this company. So it was the best goddamn lime juice you've ever had in your fucking life. But get good premium margarita mix, and it's the best goddamn margarita you ever have in your life. Because it adds some sweetness in there with the Grand Marnier. But then you have to cut that tartness a little bit still. So then you add the orange, but then you still got to add that lime in there. And then you still need that little bit of pucker, right? So you got to add the salt. And my God, that margarita, it makes you want to have sex. These goddamn little bugs get through the screen, motherfuckers. Anyways, it's like probably the best thing you'll ever eat. If you like margaritas. If you don't, then it's going to taste disgusting. Let's be real. Okay, I need to take a weed break for a second. So everybody just go and do your thing. This is my weed brain. It's my weed man. He's almost filled right up to the rim. Oh, Sunday. It's going to be fucking 30 degrees tomorrow where I live. The lakes aren't warm enough yet. I'm a little bit upset about that. Because I kind of want to go tanning tomorrow. It is absolutely freezing outside, too. So the fact that they're saying that it's going to be 30 degrees tomorrow, and it's like 10 degrees right now, I'm like, how? It's like a desert night out there. It's freezing. Oh, God, I got to clean this grinder so bad. Okay, we're almost good. We're almost good. We're almost good. That's right, Jim. All right, here we go. 7 likes. Wow, thanks, guys. Yeah, get your smoke on. Get your smoke on. That one's going to hit hard. It's going to open up that third eye wide open. Here we go. Incubus. That's not what it says, but it says incubation. Yeah, I knew it. I knew. Like, I can't feel my legs right now. Herbal kitchen homeland incubation. All right, tell me more, tell me more. It's like I feel like you're about to find out something. There's all Hierophant there with Yuri. I feel like you're about to find out something. Someone's about to give you information. It's like something's been hiding from you. Okay, and it's somebody's about to come out with it. I just heard already. About to come out with it already. Okay, so homeland with foundation. What up with that? 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Scoops. It's like you find out somebody wants to work with you. Somebody wants you to like become a part of their team, a part of their foundation, a part of their home. And like once you find out, you're like, what? It's like you're going to get something that you feel as if you have been left out of. Okay, what's this herbal kitchen here? Alchemist. King of Wands, 2 of Cups. It's like somebody wants to partner with you. I was like trying to figure out how to say it. Then I felt like, oh my God, I just stayed quiet for so long. But I feel like somebody wants to partner with you. Which is what this 2 of Cups is about. It's like there's 2 of them on the bike, you know? And then the King of Strands. That is obviously the one that's going to step forward with this information. What's that? 9 of Swords. It's like somebody's worried about something. Oh, fuck off. Bob again. Double Bob. Okay. 9 of Swords and then the 9 of Wands came out to clarify that with the Magician. Bob, you have to strategize how to beat something, how to conquer something. Maybe your fear of relationship, your fear of teaming up, your fear of caring or being involved with something. It's like somebody has to strategize, and that's what Bob does to try to figure out what Will is drawing. And then he figures out it's a map of the town. Six of Pentacles. 6 of Scoops. Knight of Cups in reverse. Oh, good God. What the fuck? There's another 9. 999, by the way. Okay, if that makes sense to somebody. 999 up in here. Okay. So, Nancy has come out with justice. There's Will. Okay, Will's the one that the I forget what they call it, but this like kind of like this thing that takes over, okay? And it takes over underneath their town, under their ground, and it grows like vines. Okay, he starts to draw it, right? Because they have to find Hopper. Hopper's stuck in it somewhere. It's like a labyrinth. Okay, so Will draws it, and then nobody knows what it is. So they call Bob in, okay? And then Bob figures it out, what Will's drawing, to put the pieces together, because then there's a puzzle that has to be put together. Okay, so it's almost like Collective has gone through something, or is going through something, where you've had to slowly put the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, to try to figure out what the fuck is going on, because it's like you're not getting, it's like trying to put a puzzle together without the box in front of you. Okay, have you ever done that? It's extremely hard, but I mean, you just start with the corner pieces and you just work your way in. Okay, it's not that hard, but unless you know how to do it, right? It's like strategize. It's because maybe you had to put a piece, you know, a whole puzzle together without the box in a time frame. Okay, so it's like you're a little bit pressure. So then you bring in Nancy. Okay, so then Nancy helps figure it out, because Nancy's justice. Okay, she's Nancy Drew. She's like, I mean, if she were to work for a lawyer, she would be the law clerk. You know, she would be the one doing the main job, doing, you know, figuring out all the information. Okay, that's what lawyers need law clerks for, right? Because they do, honestly, a lot of the job for them when it comes to research. Okay, so then, right, it gets a point where Bob can only go so far with figuring it out, that then now we need actual evidence. Okay. So you've been putting some type of puzzle together. They didn't give you the box. Okay. They put you in a time frame, which means somebody was trying to hurt you. They were trying to line you up so then you would lose at something. But what they don't know is that you've done it before, or that you have help around you. Okay. So then you start calling in your help. They don't anticipate that you've got help, but of course you do. Okay, you've been fair, which is why the Six of Pentacles is here. You've been fair with something which has kept you surrounded by people who care about you. Okay, and even if you don't actually see them, they're there. Okay, they're just in another realm. Okay, so you've kept these people with you because, honestly, I feel like you've got some type of spiritual team on the other side. Okay, and no matter what situation you come up against, you manage to defeat everybody around you, because it's a spiritual team. People don't realize how strong you are. Okay, so then you start busting out the big guns. Now you start hitting them with fireworks. Okay, so now you're going to start blowing shit up. Okay, because now you know that somebody's gone under the radar to hurt you. Okay, therefore you start blowing their shit up. Fine, you want to go under the radar with all this shit? I'm going to make this shit blown up on everywhere. Try to hide from it. I dare you to. Okay, so now you start putting everything up, okay, which causes the tower to come down, which is what somebody was scared of to begin with. Okay, that's the thing that Will draws. You already knew this was coming, okay? Because Collective is smart. You're fucking psychics. You already see this shit. People don't believe it, though. They think they can get around you. They think they can, you know, park in the no parking spot with a fake sign on their car, and they're going to get away with it. It's like, bitch, I've seen my fair share of signs. It's a fake. I'm slapping you with a ticket this time. Okay. Like, Spirit is not fucking around. Okay. So, and that's what they were worried about to begin with. They were worried that you would somehow figure it out, but they played dirty anyways. Somebody played dirty. And that really sucks. I feel like that's maybe why the moon is in reverse, because I feel like that would be their number one power that they had. I feel like was more against them than they realized. They were being played. You know, as they were sitting there trying to play you, they were getting played. right? Spirit was having just as much fun with them trying to get them to fuck you over as they were watching them fuck you over and you get out of it, right? Because you strategized. You were like, Spirit knew that you weren't going to get hurt with something. So it's one of those things where you kind of got to take your risk. You know, we really don't know if you're going to get hurt. Spirit just hopes to God that you don't get hurt. And as long as you follow what they're saying, which they're always guiding you, you ain't going to get hurt. And you probably didn't. Okay, I swear to God, there has been some of these fucking things that have happened to me over the last like couple of weeks where like I could have like broke a toe or smashed something and it just hasn't happened. And I'm like, whew, like today where I normally would have knocked my drink over just for no reason because like, I don't know, I swear every time for some reason I call somebody out on doing something, if they're angry with me doing it, they'll start to do it to me in real life to try to prove that they didn't already do it to me, which is why I called them out to begin with. So it's like a double attack. So when I told Collective not too long ago that my stepmother blamed me when I was 8 years old for spilling a glass of juice, which then turned my father against me and they made me clean up the entire kitchen by myself while I bawled my eyes out for hours. And then my stepmother said I purposely did it to her because I was a bitch. I was 8 years old. I have no idea. I like the glass slipped from my hand. I would never purposely do that to anybody as a child nor as an adult. I wouldn't spill a drink just to fuck with somebody. I don't do that. I'm a waitress. Okay. I'm used to cleaning that shit up. Why would I do that to somebody else? Okay. But she was convinced that I did it as a bitch move as an 8-year-old. Okay. And then for fucking what, 3-4 weeks straight, I've been spilling my drink in my room. And it's gotten to the point now where I laugh so hard when I do it because I just know I'm going to do it. So I'm just like, okay, here we go, Cindy. Are you going to knock my drink over again today? And like my sister's pissed about it, obviously, because she keeps hearing me having to run into the kitchen and get all these towels, clean it up. And like, I don't have any plugs or anything on my ground. And now it's just so funny that like you can't press my buttons if you tried because I've already been pressed. I've been pressed so many times. I've been fucked with so many times that I'm just like, I'm going to take my time cleaning this up, you know, because then you realize like once they can't get you, once you strategize, once you slow down, slow down, and then learn that no matter what they do to try to edge you, no matter what they do to try to irk you, piss you off, get you cleaning up something, you know, you just laugh it off. Like, I wonder how much energy that took to do that. Like, right? Because once you kind of realize how much spiritual manipulation there is, okay? And like, I mean, anybody that's been fucked with and the littlest bit that has their third eye open knows what spiritual manipulation is. And like, it happens so much more than what we think it does that everybody gets fucked with. And if you think they don't get fucked with, trust me, it's just because they've got a big house or a nice car doesn't mean people aren't fucking with them. They're just, you know, people fuck with people in different ways. That's why whoever tried to line you up with something, take something away from you, okay, in order to get you kind of off your path, okay, especially I feel like there was some type of team that you were supposed to be a part of, whether or not you're single, and like I feel like maybe you probably shouldn't have been single, okay, I feel like Spirit had your back. Right? Because there were so many things I feel what these energies did to Collective that was not okay. You know, it was, I mean, I feel like a lot of tests had to be done over and over and over to Collective to prove absolutely nothing. Okay? To prove only that you are more stronger and more advanced than when this whole thing started. And not only did they not anticipate you getting stronger and more advanced, they thought you were going to give up a long time ago. But if they had any fucking clue as to who you were, they would have known that you would never give up. You haven't given up like since the day you were born. So why would you give up? Because they gave you a puzzle with no box and a time limit to do it in, and your favorite thing to do is puzzles. Okay, but they don't know that because they don't know you, right? That's the thing. They think that they do. They think you've pegged, okay? But like, you know, just because they can't see anybody around you, like I said, it doesn't mean that there aren't people around you that are helping you. Right? This person is so 3D and their hatred for you is very known. Okay. It's not like they're trying to look out for you. They're trying to fuck you all the time. And it's like, ha, been there, done that. Like, you should have seen me 20 years ago. That's when you should have fucked with me. Not the older that I get, the worse you think you can do. The older I get, the more little you can do. Okay. But again, you know, we kind of do hope that sometimes these people are as dumb as what we do believe, because what the repercussions of what these people do to collective, right? It just bounces off collective. We barely even feel it. What they have to go through afterwards. Okay. Total fucking mind fuck. Okay. So this is like, you know, this is pretty big. Okay. This is pretty big energy going on in the ether right now. We don't really do that on the channel there, big guy. BDMT, gun. Hey, Gunny. I don't really do that here, especially for free. This is just collective readings, okay? So if you want to book a personal reading, you're more than happy to. There is a email in the description box. If you'd like to email me, I can more than happily pull cards for you for a donation to describe you. Okay, what are we at now? Ooh, 106.28. Oh man, I forgot what like one of my favorite is tequila. I just love tequila so goddamn much, and I forgot how much I enjoy it in my bloodstream. So my body is just on a trip right now, let me tell you. I like have no pain. My back is not bothering me at all. Like I have like no worries right now. I have a clear mind. Fucking tequila. So what happens, man? One shot, that's it. Can change my whole view, but that's it. It can't go over one shot. Okay, 1.5 ounces, that's it. There's moon. Phases, cycles, intuition. Oh, it's okay, buddy. Don't worry. You don't have to apologize. Thank you for apologizing, but it's okay. Okay, moon. Oh, with the bee. So I can look at this little butterfly here. Sounded like I had an accent right there. I'm probably the funniest person drunk. I have to say, I love Whitney drunk, but she gets too far. She just has to stay happy, okay? If she goes too far, she goes over the edge. Her like this, perfectly fine. I speak as I'm two people because I kind of am. There's Whitney and then there's Channeling Moonshine. So I just want to welcome you to both of my personalities that are here, okay? Because we all know we have a temple, okay? The temple, the one that has to keep us here and grounded, blah, blah, blah. But then we have a soul. So we actually all have two people in us, okay? I just want to recognize that. I mean, if you want to recognize you have two people, awesome. If you don't, you can always just speak to yourself in the one person. I speak about myself in the third person sometimes because right now I'm Moonshine, not Whitney. Whitney is like, you know, I've done a lot to tame her over the years. She was like a wild stallion, okay? Oh, good God, I couldn't tame that girl if I tried. But as I've gotten older, Whitney is a lot more easier to handle. You know, that's all thanks to our parents. Okay, our temples are a mashup between the two of them. Okay, so your soul just has to like integrate your amazing being with what the fuck your parents mashed up on some drunken binge night in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. Okay, we're a prodigal of them. It's so true. Oh, God, spirit is funny right now. Okay, we have healthy person with African American. Okay, so now we're getting the affirmation cards here. So we have a phase coming in here is a healthy phase. A nice, healthy phase coming in for collective. There's Mexican. All right, we're getting all sorts of shit up in here now, okay? So we're going all around the world, baby. All right. All around the world. Can't stop, won't stop. Literally. Can't stop collective now because we're going everywhere. Okay. Helpful hands. So healthy person with helpful hands. Childhood trauma. I just heard wah, wah in my head. That's okay. Honestly, you know, I feel like it's a good thing. I feel like Summit Collective is moving away from their childhood trauma now, no longer allowing that trauma to be the thing that they stare at every day that holds them back. Okay, becoming healthy, right? Finding people to talk to, okay, finding a means to get it out of you, okay, suppressed emotions, you know, they really haunt a person's soul. Okay, so with community cooperation and sweetness, jealousy, okay, background drama. Okay, so somebody has to clear the people that are around them because it seems like they have a lot of like just kind of like background shit that they don't need anymore. It's like you're growing past it. This is about the new cycle coming in. Getting some of those people away from you that you're listening to. Okay, a reflective attitude. Like, you know, the things that you do in your life should reflect your attitude, right? And reflect the better parts of you. There's enemy with trickster. Okay, so I feel like, you know, you're getting this phase is to get you away from some of these haters. Okay, that are really acting like your friends and they're not. Okay, they're not. They're ammunition to your gun. Okay, so now with soil we have stability and simplicity. So that's the seed is like massively germinated under that soil and it's just about to come through the surface. Okay, so there's abusive, defensive with clearing. So you might have been really defensive with somebody, okay, and or somebody's been really defensive with you and they are clearing that energy. Okay, 1:12:45 on the clock. Okay, they are clearing that energy. I think they realize that it's a possibility that they are taking some of their childhood trauma out onto collective. Okay, and it's not reflecting their best attitude anymore. Okay, whatever they were before, they are not anymore. Okay, so then we have naive, not seeing the big picture with substance abuse. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Okay, but it's substance abuse in reverse. Okay, because I feel like I said, like somebody's getting away from that. They're realizing that that is the problem. Okay, that the substance abuse is attached to this trauma that they have to let go because the trauma is the enemy and it's tricking them into believing they want the drugs, they want the alcohol, but they don't. That's the trauma. That's what's binding them to their trauma. Okay, so they have to clear that out. And they have to stop being abused, or they have to stop being defensive on who abused them. Because I feel like they're defending the ones who abused them the most. They're getting it mixed up, which is why you might have been super supportive to them. And they felt that as if you were, you know, not on their side because you were noticing that people weren't on their side when those people were the ones that they stood closest to because they thought they were on their side, but these weren't friends. These were people these were enablers. Thank you. I was trying to find the right word. Okay. So then we've got this whole 2 of swords coming in. That's the standstill. And then family. So this person has, whoever this person is, okay, they have a very loving family. Okay. And I feel like that this family could be the thing that helps them through this blockage. And it was funny now, actually, I was just out and had some dinner and we were sitting beside this man. I swear to God, he looked like Mad Child, but with no tattoos. I was like, looks like Mad Child's older brother because he's a little older, but like Mad Child's getting old. Okay. So this guy was like maybe even the same age. I don't know. Mad Child actually looks pretty young for his, I don't know how old he is, but he's definitely not like young. Okay. He's getting up there. Anyways. It's just funny now that I bring up like family and I saw Mad Child's like twin, okay? Because what he talks about often is his family. And if he didn't have his family, he would have never got sober. Okay, so maybe somebody's really thinking about getting sober. Okay, but they need people to help them. Okay, they can't do it on their own because there's so much trauma there that they're really going to have to, you know, have like people in their corner. Okay, so there's Sammy. And Sammy, that's from Reality Bites. And Sammy, he's the one that's gay who ends up kind of figuring it out during the movie and then comes out to his parents, comes out to his friends first, but then he tells his mom. Okay. And telling his mom was like the scariest thing in the world. But telling his friends was also like, I feel like somebody's going to come out about possibly their childhood trauma and finally make it known. Like, you want to know why I drink so much? This is why. This is what happened. But I feel like this, like sometimes when you tell, because if this was somebody that did something to you in a family, you might feel like you're going to lose your family, because sometimes we do lose our families if they choose to go with that other person and not listen to you and not believe you. Okay. But I feel like this is not going to happen. Okay. I feel like this person's family is going to stand up for them because they are so loving. So they do have stability, which is why I feel like they're going to finally do it. And then there's the Ace of Wands. That's the spark that they need. They need to know, like Matt Child, for instance, again, he went to his parents first and he said, listen, Matt Child had to prepare himself. One of the times, like actually, yeah, pretty much the last time he got sober, he had to prepare himself for it because he was so in love with drugs and he was so in love with partying that he gave himself 6 months of pure partying, party, as much drugs as he wanted. And then he went clean. So we had to prepare his parents for in 6 months, or like 6 months or 6 weeks or 3 months or something like that. It was like a nice little chunk of time he gave himself. Okay. He had to prepare his parents. So then he would also mentally prepare himself. And he knew that if his parents weren't 100% in his corner, he wasn't going to make it. Because those are the only people really he has, other than his brother, literally. Okay? And his parents are his number one, man. They're his ride or die. Doesn't matter how gangsta he looks. His 2 best friends are his mom and his dad. Let's be real about Mad Child. Okay? Do a little bit of searching on him and you'll find that his mom and dad are his best friends. Okay, there's the Magician. Abracadabra. Honestly, someone's going to realize, and there is the 6 of Cups twisted up. So that's what's messed up in somebody. It could be family related. Okay, there could be somebody that's a monster in the family. I don't think it's under your family's direct roof. I feel like it's, part of your mother or father's family, but not under your roof. Okay. That's why I feel like your parents, it's not like it's going to split your parents up. I feel like your parents will have your back. I mean, it's sometimes, in a perfect world, okay, sometimes when you come forward with something like that and really let people know, sometimes they'll go, it's kind of like it's the thing that you can kind of match all the pieces of the puzzle, because like once I realized it, I'm like, well, fuck, like that's why I drank so much. That's why I fucked dudes blacked out all the time. That's why I couldn't love anything. That's why I ran for my life. Like, I mean, it made sense once I figured it out. But while I was going through all of it, I had no idea why I was doing any of it. I don't know why I was treating my body like that. I don't know why I was letting men treat me awfully. I don't know why I was doing it. But I had such little love shown to me that I didn't know what it was. So I had to figure out what love was all on my own, right? Which is how people figure it out if they never knew what it was and they start loving themselves and they go, oh, that's what love is. And then you slowly find people that are really matching in that vibe. Okay. But unless you really care about yourself, are you going to care about anybody else? Okay. So there's the 8 of Cups, like bye, bye, bye. You got to leave this monster in the past so then you can really open up your heart. Okay. Because our childhood trauma does not define us. Although they want it to. They want it to fuck you up. Because if they didn't want to fuck you up, they wouldn't have fucked with you to begin with. So obviously they wanted to fucking do something, okay? And they got a little bit more they bargained for because now you just lost 40, 50, 60 fucking years of your life, okay? Because of what these little motherfuckers did, okay? So there's Manager with Duke, And the reason why this guy's here, this was honestly, one of my top 5 most favorite managers in the whole world. And I have been a server in this industry for 20 years. And he was my longest standing manager. I got the privilege, I wanted to kiss this card. I got the privilege of having this man in my life for probably about 3 years. And he taught me really what a man was. Like and what a manager is. I mean, this guy, he came in with the most level-headed fucking, head I could ever see in my life. Like anything that was happening, his mom could have died that day. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know, okay? Because once he went into work, it's work, okay? He never took beef out on people. He was never a prick to anybody. He was straight up. You could talk to him about anything. He was professional all the way. He never fucking got crunked with his staff. He always left, a couple drinks in like a classic man, leaves his staff to party and fucking wreck the place, okay? The assistant manager was always there getting wasted, blackout drunk, but general manager, no, he goes home at a good time, reasonable hour, okay, with his wife beside him. All right, that was Duke. He was honestly, and like Duke was just his call name. That wasn't his actual name. That was his call name. And he taught me what a fucking manager was. He really did. That level-headedness is just, it makes the difference. When you can work with somebody that just can keep their fucking shit in their car and in their house and doesn't take that pettiness out on other people for no fucking reason. I mean, that's why I can't work with women for the most part, because they don't know how to shut their fucking mouth. They don't know how to just not be pissed off at you because your boobs are bigger than theirs. They just don't know how to not be pissed off at you because your hair is thicker than theirs. They will just take shit out on you because you've got a nicer body than them. Like, I just can't, the women thing, it's just too hard. But I can work with a man because a man is more reasonable because he's not neurotic. Okay, so I'm like, okay, so I can talk to you? Where a woman's like, oh, good God, just fucking calm down. Okay, so it's like, I don't know, I feel like once you release this childhood trauma, you might like fucking ground yourself instantly. It might, because it comes hand in hand, because then you put the drink down, okay? You stabilize yourself for a second, okay? You let everything flow through you. You get the courage to speak. You speak, you are heard, okay? Your voice is heard. Everything is acknowledged. And now you don't have to live in the closet anymore, okay? Somebody fucked with you and left you in there and locked you in and never came back for you. They're single. So I feel like once you release this energy, you're going to become a single energy again. I feel like this energy, this trauma is like on your back. It's like the 10 of Wands. It's that burden you're carrying around. And you put that burden onto other people because you get sick of carrying it. And then you make other people carry it because you're tired. You can't do that. You got to put that shit down. Nobody wants to carry that. If you don't want to carry it, do you think anybody else wants to? Fuck no. Right? You got to drop that energy once and for all. Let this motherfucker die already. Quit carrying him around and keeping him alive, because it's going to kill you. And then, they got to fuck you twice and live to tell the tale. So there's messenger on its way. So there's some message coming in, okay? And then guardian with watcher. I'm telling you, like, I feel like your guardians are watching you. They got your back. Like, they want you to say this. They want you to release yourself, okay? And I feel like news is on its way. I feel like people are going to get some news, and they're not going to, it's not the news that they were expecting, but it's the news that they knew was, the reason why, not that they knew, that was the reason why you're a little bit more complicated than the average Joe. But look at what the fuck. Okay. I don't know if you're new to this show, because it's the show. Okay, it's the shit show. What does this say? Demon on back. I can just pack up right now. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's exactly what I just said. What'd I tell you? You gotta put it down, bud. You gotta put it down. Okay, you've been carrying around this fucktard for probably majority of your goddamn life. Don't be surprised if you got scoliosis or you got something wrong with your back, okay? Or you're ripped because you've been carrying around a demon on your back as if it was your baby. Sir, you didn't give birth to a 15,000-year-old baby, okay? There's Predator. And you know, Predator, actually, I did not write Predator as in like the movie, but now I'm getting Predator the movie, and you realize that like you can't see those motherfuckers. You hear my voice? Okay. They're like in another. Are they? Yeah, they disappear, right? I have not seen that movie for a very long time, but I'm pretty sure the Predator can disappear. But you have to, there's like those readers so you can read their temperature and shit. Okay, so I feel like this thing, like, I mean, you can read its temperature, you know it's there, but you can't see it all the time. Okay, there's Target. Like, I'm like, I feel like, my God, wow, I am a very good tarot reader. You got to recognize your mad skills sometimes. And I just recognize my mad skills right there. Okay. There's poor homeless. Okay. There's lower class. And there's haunting. Again. Somebody has been so haunted by something, caught off guard. I mean, I really, like, honestly, I mean, I really feel like a lot of people might be a little like caught off guard with what you say, you know, what you're about to say. But at the same time, I'm looking at bullseye, like people are just going to go like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. You know, like, I'm sorry I just say that, but like, it makes fucking sense. Like, you know, equality, balance, and fairness. Like, I feel like you deserve this. You deserve to get your voice heard now, once and for all. Fuck this person. I mean, they've been hiding on your back for so long. And this was sticking out, okay, from the other deck. Abundance, persistence, and proliferation with mint. So, like, I mean, you're persistent on almost like reinventing yourself. I just got that song again, Break Free by Of Mice and Men. Like, if you are determined to break free of this once and for all, break free from drugs and fucking alcohol and just binging and fucking yourself up and fucking your liver up, like, you know, you're gonna get old. And the older you get, the worse that this shit is gonna hit you, you know, and you're gonna die and you're gonna get sick and you're, you know, like, just because of this person, you know, because of what they did, then they win. You know, like sometimes people don't understand how much you hurt yourself. It means your enemies win because they want to hurt you. They want to see you in pain. And you're giving them what they want. There we got British territory. We got broken heart. We got high priestess knowing. And we got connected Buddhist with silent. We got cheater, pumpkin eater. Heads up, impulsive. Stable, stay-at-home parent. Oh my God. Done. No romance, act of violence, and in trouble with money. Okay. Honestly, I feel like if somebody doesn't get control of this, they're going to lose everything. And if you don't have much, then you're not far from losing everything you have left. Whatever this thing hasn't taken from you, because that's what it's doing. It's taking everything away from you. Because the less that you have, the stronger it is to keep removing everything, right? Because once I take your house, then it's like, well, you got to get rid of your stuff because what are you going to do with your stuff? Oh, you put it in a storage unit. Well, how long are you going to pay for your storage unit? Because eventually you can't pay for it. Then you're just going to have to get rid of your stuff. Okay, then you're only down to your car. Oh, well, then, okay, you get rid of more of your stuff. And then it's like, okay, well, you can't, like, what are you supposed to do? Just hang around this car all the time? So then, no, like, eventually your car breaks down and you can't fix it anymore. So now your car is stabilized and now, now you're living out of that. And then once you, lose your car, then you got nothing left. Right? It's so easy to remove things from your life, the less you have. Right? The stronger their ability is to continue to remove things, because then you feel like, well, I don't need this, I don't need that, and I don't have room for this, I don't have room for that, because your life now is decreasing in size and of quality, tremendously, because of what this thing is telling you that you do and do not deserve. It wants you in lower class. That's the whole part. It wants you in lower class. It wants you poor and homeless and in trouble with money. I mean, it's hilarious to them. They want to see you struggle, obviously, over, somebody that this demon controlled to abuse you. Right? Like, these demons, I mean, they're fucking ruthless, okay? They're not out to help collective. They're out to fuck everybody over. Right? And have some fun along the way. So it's really, I mean, I've been watching The Departed. I haven't watched The Departed in so long, like probably a couple of years now. And fucking Jack Nicholson in it. I forget what his name is. Anyways, it's the way that he's talking through the whole movie about, nobody gave him shit. He didn't start getting shit until he started taking it. No one's going to help you. No one's going to have your back. I mean, your own fucking people will fuck you over, okay? And then you realize that he's he's an FBI informant. The reason why the guy isn't in fucking jail, it's not because of his loyalty. It's because he's up the ass with the FBI, okay? So even he is full of shit, okay? So, I mean, honestly, your own monster is full of shit, okay? So you might as well free yourself, if this makes sense and you want to. Okay, 1:32:07 on the clock. Talking about a breath. Because I kind of am. Okay. Well, I don't know about you, but I feel pretty pooped. I'm pretty pooped. So I think I am going to wrap it up. I wasn't expecting to go live again, but once I got home from dinner, I was like, oh my God, it's only 6:30. Like, I want to go to bed. I'm exhausted. This energy and this, holy shit, so much going on right now that, like, I feel like all I want to do is just, like, take these little turkey naps all day just to get a wink in because of whatever the fuck is happening in my dreams. So I am going to peace out. All right. Thank you. 3:13 in Moscow. In the morning or in the afternoon? I feel like you look like the lady that I follow on Instagram, but I don't think you are. Oops. Are you a painter on Instagram? No, you kind of look like this lady. Oh my gosh, you're up at 3:13 in the morning? Good for you. Feels like my last night. I feel like I had to fucking smoke weed at like 3 in the morning because I woke up. But I didn't end up smoking weed. I went back to sleep. But no, she also, yeah, I was like, no, she's in Japan, but she is Russian. Man, you guys almost have the exact same little thumbnail. Anyways, well, I'm glad to see you back again. This was a lovely reading collective. I'm very happy. Send your telepathic questions in, okay? I'm not sure if I'm going to be around tomorrow. I most likely will be, but if not, send your telepathic questions in so then I can channel them another day, all right? Peace out. Have a wonderful evening. Lots of love from me to you. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. Thank you for liking, subscribing, all the wonderful things you do. Peace out. All right. Word to your mothers.